Boom, boom. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, what's going on? What is the deal? We're doing it all again. Reed So Sweet is watching. D Nonchalant is watching. Amber T.O. is watching. I am Young Hung Dip is watching. Stays for Days Straightforward Christine is watching. Monia 622, the regulars are in the building. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another Monday night. Welcome, Black. We are Black once again. Pure jump shot. I see you. Peace. Flex on them. Robert Swinney. What's up, fam? Hey, peace to all of you. Hope you're all being safe out there as Disco Fellowship in the Remember Disco Danny? Angie La, what up? Disco Danny from What's Happening, the Disco Danny episode rerun. Somebody put it on him. He almost lost his swagger, but it's rerun, so he still won. Felicia Shup, hello, what's up? Donna Mind Your Light, what's up? Sean Gifford, what's going on? I'm sitting here. Y'all remember Idris TV? Yo, I just saw that thing you posted, Idris. It was funny. With the cell phone thing. Go to Idris's page after this is over. He has some funny memes and such a funny young fella out there doing his thing. Royce Weiner, what's up? You're not playing with these Monday nights? Nah, this is all we got. This is all we have. I just had this conversation. It's all I know. Mo Clarity, what's up? Yeah, this is shoot. I look forward to these. I did go out to the cellar. Oh, he's here. Two Chi-Town people came on at the same time. Tracy Lauren and my guest who is here. Who I'm about to let me see if I. You know what, Deon? Send me that request, man. It's easier for you to do that than for me to scroll through people's names. Hold up, let me see. Let us see. Can I? Oh, there it goes. Boom. Deon Cole, Black Jessica Rabb. What's going on? Cole, what up, son?
Yo, what's good?
Peace, family.
How you doing, fam? You good?
I'm chilling, bro. Chilling. We the last of a breed. Every comic that you and I both know are jealous of our hairlines right now. That's the only reason I wanted to have you on.
All right, well, I'll talk to you later. You correct. Now talk to you later.
Cause I know you get that. Cause you don't have like Deon Cole and myself. We two the comics from the cast that we came up with. Yeah. Hey, anytime I go to a comedy club, this the look I get when I walk up. People just looking at my hair like, Dean trying to show off.
Ain't wearing no hat today, huh? Okay.
Right. Okay. You coming out, no hat or anything, huh?
Oh boy, what up, Dean?
Chilling, Dean, man. Good to see you, man.
This is love. This is love, boy.
Yeah, love, man. Yeah, I had Tony Roberts on about a month ago, and I told him, I said, when I saw y'all do that, when y'all were on here, I said, I gotta have these two fools on here.
I did it with him, and I did it with Rhett Michaels. And
okay.
Then I started working, and I wasn't able to get down to do it. And then I was like, man, I was gonna kick it off again, but it was like so much work finding somebody and then promoting it and this, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fall back. I'll fall back. Right. It was fun though. It was super fun though. Yeah,
dude, it was as a viewer, as a fan, you know, because that's people don't realize. We're comics, but we all fans of each other.
Yeah, you know? Absolutely. Always been like that.
Exactly. And for those that don't know, let me just give a proper introduction. Your man, Dean Edwards, Welcome to another episode, Monday Night Live for the Futhamuckin Protocol. Every Monday night. This is our 32nd episode. We've been doing them since April. Your boy Godfrey actually motivated me to do this to
That's
keep me
love.
sane. Shout out
That's
to
love.
Godfrey.
Yeah,
And
that's dope.
yo, every Monday we have some of your favorite comedians and some of our closest friends on here from Godfrey,
Yeah,
Tony Roberts.
I've seen a few of these joints. Yeah, they dope.
Yeah, man. Tiffany Haddish, Jim
Yeah,
Gaffigan, so forth,
yeah.
and we just toss it up and find out somebody's history because that's the thing. People know us are funny, but don't know how we got here, got to where we are.
Yeah, exactly.
And for the two people on here that might not know my guest tonight, good friend of mine. We've known each other many years. From Def Comedy Jam and Comic View days to First Amendment to when he started getting that crossover love from Conan O'Brien, which was a wonderful look. To Angie Tribeca, Blackish, Grownish, and two dope comedy specials. Aside from the Comedy Central presents to last year's Cold Hearted, which is on Netflix right now, and to me one of the dopest specials out right now, Working It Out, which y'all could view if you don't have Netflix. Go to YouTube, go to All Things Comedies, or not All Things Comedy. I'm sorry, Netflix's jokes page, and check out Deon Cole Working It Out. Fire special, son. Watch like 20 minutes of it. I already watched it. And then rewatch 20 minutes of it because if nothing else, I want to talk about Ocean tonight.
Shout out to O, baby.
Shout out to O, man.
Let's go though. Let's go.
Yeah, man. So before I even take it all the way back. Oh, somebody just said they just watched it. What made you? Because explain to people what the special is. You were shooting just your workout sets at the Improv, the Melrose Improv, right?
Yeah. So after my Netflix special Cold Hearted drop, I was about to go on tour, biggest tour of my career, man. I was like, it's the first time like me by myself was just selling out theater after theater, like back to back, like 4 days in a row, different cities,
and it was theaters. It wasn't clubs. That's a different level, you know. That's a different level.
We was there. We was doing it. Like, yo, we getting it. Don't get me wrong. I had a few clubs that was on the roster too, but overall, it was like theater dates. And so we was selling out. And this was just the first leg of the tour that we were selling out. And I think that was like, it was crazy. Like we was going to be gone for probably 3 months straight. So we was like, we're about to get it. So I was like, I'm going to practice working on new material and stuff. And so I went from November to February, just working on like new material and then working on material that I already had kind of like saved up. And so I was just working it out and just working on material and stuff. And I knew I was going out in March and I was going to be gone. Man, but when that pandemic hit, it was just like, man, it halted everything. Everybody was just chilling. And so Netflix came to me about a joke they saw on YouTube. And they was like, you think we can package that joke and put it on our website? And I was like, yeah, y'all can do that. And they was like, all right, cool. So I started looking through some of my old material, and I just was like, oh man, I remember all these jokes. I'm like, these are the jokes that I didn't even keep. You know, like I don't never throw away a joke ever. You know, we just push it to the side and hopefully something else come along that let us enhance what we got or whatever. So I had all these jokes that I just pushed aside, and the jokes that I kept for the tour, I had them already on deck. So I was like, you know what? I was like, man, I ain't doing nothing with this material anyway. This ain't the material that I'm touring with, and I'm not going to use it for a special. I was like, I should package these jokes up and give it to the people because they still funny, and I can show them the process of how we get to the special and show them everything ain't sweet, you know, and let people know we have to bomb in order to rip. That's the job. We bomb the rip. and that's just what it is. And so I was like, man, let me show the people this, and hopefully they like it. And we put it out there, and man, here we are. We like 3 weeks in, and we like about to hit 600,000 views. And overall, on all social media platforms, on all views from clips, clips from the special itself, on Facebook, Instagram, and all that, we toppled like 3.5 million.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
In 3 weeks.
Yeah. One clip I had on there about Stevie Wonder, about the Stevie Wonder story. That alone on Facebook did 1.5.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I'm like,
and without, I'm not gonna give it away, but if y'all haven't seen it, please go watch Working It Out, and specifically the Stevie Wonder joke alone. Hold on, the Stevie joint and my man in the front row. That because it's certain. Again, as a fan, not just a stand-up, but as a fan of great comedy, is dope to watch, because when you're watching a special and you think to yourself, damn, I wish I was in the room just so I could see that dude's posture, and his whole evening just get real like,
and it was too.
I know it was.
Yeah. But
that's
I appreciate it. Thank you for enjoying it, man, and not even just enjoying it, understanding what I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, I love that people been loving it and loving how unique it is and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, if they loving that, I can't wait for them to see what I kept.
Well, that's the beauty of well, it's two-sided, because on the one hand, it shows that I've seen a couple people say Deon's a GOAT in his own right, and you are. What's always been dope to me about your style, compared to I guess some of our contemporaries, right, is I'm a big fan of Mitch Hedberg, right?
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of that stream of conscious and playing with words and vocabulary.
Yeah.
And when everybody else was going left with or right with high energy and big energy, Deon Cole is like similar to not style, but just your approach as far as you bring people in your world, like Tony Woods, where you're like, I'm not gonna attack y'all. I'm coming out. I might have my notepad out here. Y'all gonna. It's gonna take people, especially black people.
Yeah.
We like, why this dude ain't prepared? I paid all this money. This dude got his notebook out here. But you rolled that joint out, man, and you found your own lane that I can see in a couple of years, if not currently, a couple of years, they're gonna be cats. They're gonna be a bunch of little Deon Coles running around.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Which is dope,
man. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's like it's I never was that comic that sat asses in seats. I'm talking about back in the day. I never was that dude that was like sitting asses in seats or whatever. I just never was, but I was a comics comic, you know what I mean? And comics used to be like, no, dude is saying some shit I haven't thought of. I always held on to that other people, you know what I mean? I always held on to that, and that's what kept me going. It wasn't what I was getting paid, because I wasn't sitting butts in seats or whatever. I mean, people would know me, but if I got on a show with somebody else, that's how I used to get booked too. I used to get booked like this. Promoters would be like this. Man, we're gonna get such and such, such and such, such and such. That's gonna be a hot show. But you know what? We should break it up. Let's get Deon just to break it up. Like they would be like, let's hire Deon to break up the hotness. Like, let's use Deon to, you know, like intermission in a sense.
Like the intermission, we
let's
need to sell these drinks.
Yeah. Let Deon come in, show something, do something different, and then we back to the hotness, you know.
That's
but
funny.
it used to be great because people used to be like, "Well, who is Dude? You know, Dude is funny too. Like, who's Dude?" And so I just always was. I forever was. Ain't You That Comedian? That was my name for a little while. Like my name was Ain't You That Comedian? Like
that's funny,
dude. I don't care, dude. Forever, for over 10 years, my name was Ain't You That Comedian? Still to this day, some people will come up and be like, "Ain't you that comedian?" I'll be like, "Yep, that's me." but
you roll with it. I'm sure you roll with it because you just happy someone recognizes that you are a comic.
Man, there it is. It's like, you know what? I'm all good. I'll accept that name. It's all love. I ain't tripping.
Right.
Everybody don't know me. I got to grind more. That's all it is, you know. One day I was at the car wash, and this lady pulled up. It was all kind of people outside the car wash. You saw that video? I
saw the video.
Dude, I'm sitting out there. And this woman pulls up and just come right to me like, "Yo, you shining shoes?" And I'm like, and I'm like looking at her like, "What?" And she was like, "You shining shoes?" I had went in my pocket, pulled my phone out, hit record, and was like, "What'd you say again?" And she was like, "I was wondering if you shining shoes." I'm like, "Nah, I ain't shining shoes. I'm getting my car washed." I'm like, "You see that drop top Phantom down there?" I'm like, "I'm getting that washed right now." She was like this, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Yeah, you know, that's wild." I was like, "Why you ain't ask nobody else?" She was like, I was like this, wow. But that kept me, I always remember that day, regardless, because I go, everybody don't know me. And everybody don't know who don't like me, who do like me. They don't know me. They don't know. It's people who do not know who I am. And it's man, that fueled me to be like, "Yo, I gotta write more. I gotta create more. I gotta do more." You know what I mean? This Family Feud money out there. Them people don't know you. They don't know me. They don't know us. Man, go walk in Family Feud and see how many people move out the way. You know what I mean? Like they don't know us. It's Walmart. It's Walmart money out there. They don't know us. But what we do is, as Black folks, we be bickering and fighting with each other over small, minuscule roles and parts and opportunities. And it's like, and everybody be fighting for the same thing. And it's like, yo, that don't make sense for me. It's enough room for everybody, and that's why I always go left, man. I always go left when I see everybody over here. I be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go over here." You know what I mean? I'm gonna do something different. But that's the generation we come from. We come from a generation of everybody waiting on that opportunity to be given to you. That's one thing I respect about the young generation and the internet stars and all the rest of them. They make it happen. Make it happen. They don't be waiting on opportunity. They go get their own. Think I'm playing? Look at DC Young Fly. Look at B. Simone. They out here doing it. B. Simone got clothes and foot action. You know what I mean? Like, yo, they making it happen. King Karan, King Batch, like they out here making it happen, Captain. And they ain't waiting on nobody to do it. And that's where we have to be in our generation. People got to move with the times or whatever. If ain't nobody giving you a role, write your own content, write your own role, write your own TV show, write your own movie. Like this is where you have to be at right now. And we not used to that. We not used to that. But this is what we have to do from now on. And everybody better get on board or you're gonna be left behind. I promise you. It's already happening.
You gotta adapt. You have to adapt.
You gotta adapt. Yeah.
Be like water.
Yo, I just saw that. I just saw 30 for 30, Bruce Lee.
Oh, the 30 for 30
stuff. It just went off. Be like water. Be like water.
That, man. And it also, because that's how Hollywood always really has played, you know, specifically black comedians, right? Is that I always call it the Highlander syndrome, where there can only be one.
There can only
You
be
know,
one.
which is not true,
It's not.
because you know, I think I remember Eddie Murphy said that yeah, man, when I got on the scene, and Richard, you know, let them make him believe that, you know, and he was like, if I get an A, you get an A, we both got A's, you know.
Right,
My A
yeah.
didn't cancel out your A,
No, absolutely.
you know.
No, that's definitely true. They act like they only can give it to one person at a time, and that's how they go. But
Yeah.
back to what I said, you got to write your own. And you know who taught me that? Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans, he get cast and stuff, definitely, but he ain't waiting on nobody.
Right.
You can laugh at people. People can laugh at Marlon movies. They can say they're good. They can say his movies are great. They can say his movies is horrible. Whatever you want to say, what you gotta say is they Marlon's movies.
Right.
At the end of the day, don't leave off they Marlon's movies.
Right. Right.
You can critique how you want, because Marlon got great movies. You know, he got good movies. He got movies that people don't like neither, though. But Marlon, at the end of the day, they Marlon's movies. And Marlon gonna write his own stuff if people ain't giving him nothing. I was in New York one day at a club. I was doing a movie in New York, right? I was doing this Christmas movie. And I went to a nightclub and I saw Marlon. And Marlon was like, yo, what up, boy? I'm like, man, what up, Marlon? We hugging it out. You know, Marlon, like, what you doing? I was like, I'm out here shooting this movie. And he was like this, oh, congratulations. He was like, yours? And I said, well, I'm in it. And he was like, oh, okay. You wrote it? I was like, no, nigga, no. I'm just a cast member. He was like this, but it's your movie. I'm like, no, Marlon, it ain't. He like this. What you doing? And I'm like, what? And he was like, dude, you too funny not to be writing your own movie and starring in your own movies. Right. He was like, why you still doing everybody movies? Why you not writing your own? He was like, you know how long it take to write a movie? He was like, you could have been wrote 3 of them already. He was like, why you ain't write your own movie? Don't nobody know you but you. Right. I left the nightclub that moment. I said, like, I told him, I said, thank you. And I left the club and went to my hotel room and couldn't sleep that night. Because that was the realest shit, and ain't nobody ever said that to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it changed my whole thought process after that. Right. After that day in New York, I've been unconscious with shit. And laying low. I ain't been around. I ain't been on no red carpets. I ain't been to no party. I'm talking about before this pandemic. Right. I ain't been around. I've been my head down, and I've been writing unconsciously. And I can't wait for people to see the stuff that I got and hopefully share with the world or whatever. But because of Marlon Wayans coming to me and how horrible and embarrassed I felt. Yeah. I felt embarrassed. Right. Because he was dumbfounded. He was looking at me like this, Dean. He was like this. You doing what? And I'm like, doing the movie. He couldn't even fathom. He was like, and it's yours. I'm like, no. He like,
hey, hold up. And the ill part was you were feeling good initially because you like, they cast me. I didn't even have to audition.
I'm doing the movie. I'm chilling. Right. I'm in New York. I'm living in New York for a minute, filming hot. We shutting down blocks out here, shooting the film. Right. Marlon like this. But is it yours? Right.
Right. He like, I guess.
But look, it might sound more minute than what it is, but from a writer to another writer, that killed me.
Yeah, and you know what? I remember. I remember. What's damn Whitney Cummings. Somebody told me when Whitney had Two Broke Girls and her sitcom on. I don't know who I was talking to. It might have been Ian Edwards, but they were like, Yo, Whitney was so focused when she was on the road. Everybody else was going out to party. She go back to her room and get to writing. And
Yo,
that actually that should have been a wake up call to everybody. The
yo.
partying will be there. You gotta sit down and focus on creating. So I'm glad
She another one. I did a movie with her called The Female Brain.
I saw
And
that. Neil
yo,
Brennan's joint.
Neil Brennan and her. I did that film with them. And you talking about the work ethic of this woman is insane, yo. She gets it in. Like
Yeah.
she ain't no just pretty girl that's just doing comedy. Like to me, comedy is just what she go do to go get money and come back and really get it in. But her ideas and her writing and her creativeness, yo, that's what you're supposed to be doing as a comic. But us being from this generation of waiting on opportunity to be given, or we're all fighting for this role, or we're fighting for this part, that generation, that's why everybody falling off. Everybody falling off, falling to the side, being forgotten, and all this and all that. I ain't saying everybody. I'm just saying it's a lot of people that's just like, they're trying to figure out what they gonna do.
Yeah.
When it's like, okay, so now we in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Have you taken that time to write your
own
own movie or show? A lot of people gonna say no.
Yeah, you're right.
People gonna say no. And you know what? It's $1 million worth of game right now. Whoever listening, I hope I sparked the mind of somebody listening to this that'll go write and go write some stuff and put it out there and go, you know what? Deon killed me. Just like Marlon killed me. I hope they like Deon killed me. And I'm about to go write and I'm about to go create and I'm about to go do some stuff or whatever, because that's what it's about. Yeah. And then go put your people on. Or go put on whoever inspired you or whatever. Write for me. I write for you. You write for me. Like we think of parts for each other. You know what I mean? It should be that we control what's funny, because what they doing is they putting us in content and giving us content that other people that aren't like us giving us stuff to do, and
i.e. aren't as funny.
And and it's like, and then you go complain about it. You go complain about it, and it's like, nah, you gotta come up with your own, you know.
Take control.
Take control. You gotta take control.
And honestly, that's real talk. That's the reason this is called the Futhamuckin Protocol Real Talk, is because so many newer comics over the years would come and ask questions because they either don't know the answers or because they don't want to wait and work to get the answers. And so I said, let me create this forum where I bring on cats that are respected, that I respect and know, that can share some of their story and some of their games, so that any new comics or any creators that are on here, it doesn't even have to be comic. Anyone that's on here that hears that, make them say, yo, I gotta go work on my craft. I gotta go get better.
You have no reason right now. There's no reason right now that you don't even have a template of a thought. You should at least have a template. You should at least have a outline. You should have a treatment, just a treatment, because they'll pay you to write it.
Yeah, man.
They'll pay you to write it. It don't even have to go nowhere.
Sell the pitch.
Boy, I'm telling you, it don't even have to go nowhere. You know what I mean? Ideas and stuff that I've sold, that just ideas. There's so many different jobs out here people don't even realize. You know what I mean? I just found out they pay people to come up. $1 million worth of game for y'all again right now. They pay people to come up with movie titles.
Dig it. Now I ain't gonna front. I didn't even know that. I ain't never knew that.
You can get paid for a movie title. If you just the title. If you just got a dope title for a movie, you can sell it.
Dig it.
Yo, it's like they are in there. They will buy it. They will buy it.
But you know, and that speaks to why Marlon put you onto that game, because he's been in the industry nearly 30 years.
His whole
His
life.
whole family, you know, they are the Wayans name is an industry in itself, right? And so he knows all this. And we've been on the outskirts, especially black people or just people of color, have not the nepotism, with the exception of some pockets, we're not privy to that information. You know, so that's why it's good when you see what like last week I had DC Benny on, and he said that Leslie just reached back and said, yo, I wanna include you on Supermarket Sweep. Didn't know exactly what she wanted to do, but said, I want to bring DC on with Kevin the Plastic Cup Boys, with Tiffany Haddish and They Ready. So, you know, people, when you reach back, you pull your people in so that everyone has access in the information, because the information is the win.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how you're supposed to do. Like I said earlier, you create something and you put your boy in it. You put in whoever sparked you in it, and that's how you contain and you control what's funny or not. It's gonna get to a point where they have to come to us if we writing what's funny. If we writing what's funny, they gotta come to us. They can't just keep writing for us. Like they can't. And it's like it's almost like when stuff is written, it's like this. It don't need to be funny. It's just be that you're supposed to laugh there. You know what I mean? It's like, I've been in writers' rooms where they be like this. Okay, that's funny. That's funny, right? That's funny. Yeah, let's leave that in. That's funny, right? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, let's leave that in. You shouldn't have to say it. It should just be funny.
You should just hear laughter.
You should just hear laughter. You shouldn't write something and go, that's funny, right? Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, let's put that in. Yo, it's not funny. It's like, yo, so man, I just want everybody to really look at what's going on out here, create, write content or whatever. Man, it's definitely needed. You know, and every year we get better, and I'm good to see that. It's getting blacker and blacker, you know, and it's getting and it's good, and I like it. Yeah. Just as long as we coming with good content, we coming with great content that represent us, and more than a face, we need to be a black voice. That's what we need to be. So I'm happy about the movement. Yeah.
So now take me back to Chicago. Because I think you and I met you through Todd Lynn in New York when y'all started coming. Rest in peace, Todd Lynn.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you and Tony was living here. I think you came and were hanging out with Tony Roberts. But I remember hearing your name because I used to do like the Diane Corder's The Click, the comedy clip.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Diane Corder.
Shout out to Diane Corder.
Where was your first time on stage?
My first time on stage was downtown Chicago at All Jokes Aside.
All jokes. What was it? Was it a dare? Like, what made you say, "Yo, I wanna"?
My boy, he I never was no funny dude. He bet me like $50 to go on stage. It was just my outlook was always different than everybody else's, and so he bet me to go on stage. And I remember going home that night thinking to myself, so this is why I'm alive. Got it. Because I didn't know at first. You know,
so you had an epiphany that night.
That night I was like this. So this is what I'm here to do.
Boom.
Like it was like, oh. And I had a conversation with my man Mike Muse. I did his show. And Mike said something that was really amazing to me. He came to me and was like, everybody don't find their purpose in life. And that's why a lot of people are miserable. They don't even know their purpose. And that's why a lot of things are not in sync, because everybody's doing something that they're not here to do.
Right.
So when you find somebody who found their purpose, whoever found their purpose in life is that's a blessing. It's a blessing to do that. Yeah. Because you could be a parking attendant somewhere, sitting there with this gift in you, and you just can't do nothing about it. You know, and so for those who found their purpose in life, it's a blessing. And a lot of people deal with stress and anxiety and all of that because they don't know their purpose, you know? Yeah. And so it's good to find that. It's good to do it. It's good to find that purpose, do it, even if it's a hobby, whatever it is. It's good to know what you here for and do it. Yeah. And that night, I realized that to myself, not even knowing it, but knowing it, thinking to myself like, so this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to do comedy. Got it. Because I had no idea. How
did that first set go? Did you do well? Did you kill? Did you bomb?
Standing ovation. I'm gonna tell you though. What make you is what break you though. Yeah. So that standing O that I had was, I think, because of just how odd and different I was from the first night. It was the first night. And the standing O to us is like if the room is 50 people and 3 stand up, you like, yo, I got to yo, I got to
especially when you first start.
When you first start, yeah.
You went to the barbershop. You like, proud of him.
It was other comics saying it too. They was like, yo, he old and it was like, he got an O. Like 5 people stood up. It was like, yo, so that's how it was. And so, yo, it just was like, man, it felt so crazy that I could stand up in front of a room full of people, tell them what's on my mind and how I feel about it and how I think about it. Strangers. They laugh and then they compliment me for making them laugh about something that they were thinking. It was like what? Right. The people getting paid for it? Like what? And I went home like, yo, that's crazy. But I kept doing that set and I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And I just was, people was loving me and my name was ringing and then I was popping off, and 4 months later I was on television. I did this show called Comic Justice. AJ Johnson. AJ Jamal. And on Comedy Central. I got on there 4 months later. This is how quick my whole career went. 4 months later I was on there. 8 months after that, I was on Def Jam. So from the time that I started to a year later, I was on Def Comedy Jam with the greatest cats. And I did my 7 minutes on there. Came home, still doing that same 7. Still doing that same 7. Ain't wrote a new joke. Said 7. Anywhere I go, now people request my jokes. And I do them. Same 7 minutes. Still doing it. Bob Sumner and them call me up. Yo, we going on tour. Come on. 7. Come get us. All right, let's go. I'm going on tour. Got my jacket, got my hat, got my Def Jam hat, got my Def Jam jacket. I'm chilling. You got 20 minutes. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Y'all don't want 7? Y'all don't need 7? Y'all need 20? Okay. All right.
Hold on. Where was the first tour date that you did?
I think it was St. Louis. Then the next city, I forgot. I want to say it was Minneapolis. And it wasn't even no booze. It was just quiet.
They just stared.
They just stared.
Which is worse than a boo.
It's worse than a boo. You might hear one cough.
Yeah. in a 2,000 seat
theater, yo. Yo, I remember that. I remember that night. It wasn't Bob. It was somebody else that was on the tour, that was managing the tour. And they was like, yeah, we got a ticket for you to go head back to Chicago. And I was like, wow. And I was sitting in the airport with my hat and jacket.
with your Def Jam left Def Jam.
But I was like this with that shit on. I was sitting like this with it on. I had all that shit on, sitting like this and shit, man. Dude, I got home. I didn't come outside for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
Because I was too embarrassed. Because everybody knew I was on tour.
So you just fronted like you on?
So I just stayed in the crib, yo. I was like, I ain't going out. I was like, they gonna know I'm home. I told this one girl who I was messing with so she can go to the store for me. That was it, because I wasn't going to the store. I had to tell her so she could run around for me.
There wasn't no DoorDash or Grubhub.
None of that. You had to get a Slim, which is that's what we used to call women in Chicago. Had to get you a Slim to run around for you. And that's what I did, dog. And I just was like, I ain't coming out. I ain't doing it. And so I remember I was sat up and I was talking to. No, I was talking to the girl, and I was like, you know, I don't know what to do or whatever. And she was like, man, you just got to write. And I was like, yeah, I got to write.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just need to start writing. Yeah. And just every day I just would say that to myself, I got to start writing. And that was the beginning of me just like every day, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, just writing. When I did,
because you don't want to be back in the airport with a Def Jam.
I don't want to wish that on my enemies, Jack.
Right.
I was so embarrassed, yo. I was like, yo, I don't want that. I don't want to feel that ever again. So I was like, yo, I just was writing unconsciously. I was writing sketches. I was writing TV shows. I was writing jokes. Then I started writing for other people. Then it was getting so crazy how I was writing. Then I started finding out I had this whole other thing with writing. Didn't even know it. It was like all these things that were happening to me. It's like, you should be a comic. That came from somebody else. You should be a writer. You should write. That came from somebody else. That came from other people seeing what was in me that I didn't see in myself. So I just started writing. The next thing I know, you know, people around the city just was like, "Oh, dude, funny, dude, we writing some fire." Then Ricky Smiley called me, and he like, "Yo, I want you to write for me." And I was like, "Okay, so I'm gonna fly you to Alabama." I said, "Okay." I get down there. He got this thing called prank phone call CDs that he was selling. He was selling prank call CDs, and we sat down there and we wrote. We wrote a couple of them, and like, yo, he was loving it. Then he started hosting Comic View, and he hit me up. Yo, I want you to write for me. I'm like, bet. And I started writing for him. And I still was writing my own and still killing it around the city and just killing it. And then I got with some other comics who really wrote too. We all just got together and we started a sketch comedy troupe at Second City called Forgotten City, banging out sketches there and stuff. And still doing stand-up and just writing and just unconsciously writing. And then... you know, I hit this festival. Man, at this festival, one of the people from down there started working with Conan. And man, that was history. I did a Montreal festival. And then Conan moved to LA. And the people from the Montreal festival worked with Conan in LA and asked me to come on as a guest. I went on as a guest, and lights out.
Yeah, no, I remember when you did that immediately, because he responded so well too.
Yeah,
you know, you could always see when someone is feeling somebody, and Conan dug what you were doing, and I was and watching. I was like, yeah, I think Deon just found a nice little lesson right there.
Wasn't even on my radar. Like
Right,
I wasn't
right.
even that was too big to fathom.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That was too big to fathom. Plus,
Right.
what was big was them letting a real nigga on the Tonight Show doing
Yeah.
stand up.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, and no disrespect to none of the other guys, like Alonzo Ball, like they was huge. They were great.
Yeah.
But it was only a certain kind of black comic that can go
You're
on
right.
a late night show.
You're right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? No disrespect to them, and they all great.
Not at all. Not at all.
But they wasn't letting on Tony Roberts, me.
Right.
You know what I mean? They wasn't JJ. They wasn't letting us know. They wasn't letting us on there.
Right. If you were doing the Tonight at that particular time at least, if you were doing the Tonight Show, you didn't also do Comic View.
You did not do
Def Jam.
Yes, exactly.
You didn't cut your teeth on the Chitlin circuit.
You did not at all. You don't even know where the shows were at all. No, I'm all about the Chitlin circuit. I did Nate. What was it? Remember Nate's run?
Nate Smith
run.
Who works with Kev now.
Yo, he worked with Kev. Used to go from New York all the way down to the creative tour. The creative tour.
He would look. I've spoken about this before, and he would take 5% of your earnings. So look, I ain't letting it go. I got Todd and I were on that tour. Bob put us on that tour. Todd was getting $300 a show. I was getting $150. The first night we did was in Charlotte, North Carolina. Bob was doing a Def Jam audition. Tone X was hosting. I go on after all these auditions. I do all right. Todd goes in, and remember, Todd used to have that. He would reintroduce himself and come out to Frankie Beverly and destroy. After the show, we feeling good. I go to get more money. So yo, he gave me $142.50. And I said, oh. I said, I was, because you knew it was your first time on the road. I'm like, oh, I was supposed to get 150. He's like, yeah, nah, there's a booker's fee. I said, huh? I said, you took $7.50. You took $7.50.
That's a booker's fee,
Yo, I was tight.
Yo, to this day, this is dude. That's my dude. It's my dude in Nashville. TC Cope. Funny. That's my
TC
dude.
Cope. Shout out to TC.
Shout out to TC. But TC still owe me $200, yo. I can't let it go, man.
No, because you know why? Idea.
I think it's the struggle we went through
you were struggling
for that little money, and they played us on that money. That's what it's got to be.
You know why? Because that $200 that you were supposed to give, even if he paid you something and you were $200 short, you had already counted that $200 for some bill. I don't care if it was your cable bill, if it was your first cell phone bill. You had a bill that was $200 short. So now I ain't letting go of $7.50.
To this day, Dean, I'm not bullshitting you. To this day, Dean. Anytime I see him, I be like a little tight lip. That's every time I go to Nashville, I hang out with him. That's my boy. Shout out to TC. But in my mind, I always be like, I know it'd be petty if I bring up but boy, you took that $200 from me, and I needed that $200, yo. I can't forget it. I can't forget that too, man. But yeah, a creative tour. You go from New York, and you do every city all the way down to Florida.
Yeah,
and then you
all them little hole in the wall,
every hole in the wall,
those Tuesday night one-nighters.
And then you go over like Atlanta and New Orleans and all of that.
Club 557.
And then you go up to Memphis. And Memphis was the last stop. And that was with Prescott and all of them. And
Prescott.
Prescott. And that Memphis was the last stop for me. And then I just go back to Chicago. But we drove to each state, and you do every night.
Who were you on there with?
Lester.
Lester Bibbs?
No, not Lester Bibbs.
Lester
Man,
Berry,
what's my
Lester.
man name? Richard Lester. Oh, he gonna kill me if I forgot his name.
Lester. Club 559. I said 557. It's 559 in Atlanta.
Oh my God. I was in, that's the Bruce.
That was Bruce's.
Across the street from the projects in Atlanta, right?
No, nobody did a lot of time. You just wanted to survive because it's a strip club.
Man, I got booed so hard in there that I was standing there like this with the mic, looking at them. I just was like, while they was booing, I just was like, and Bruce walked up and stuffed my money in my hand. Between the mic and my hand, he stuffed my money down there and took the mic and was like, y'all give it up for Deon. And I still was standing there. I just stood there. I still was standing there looking at them like, I was like, and Bruce was like, don't worry about it. He was like, don't even worry about it. He was like, you got paid.
Right.
I was like, yo.
Because he knew. Like, that's what was dope about Bruce. When we got there, he said, yeah, look here, player. You ain't doing a lot of time. We don't know comics by their name. We know them by how much time they did, how long they last. I did 7, got a big laugh at like 650.
Dude, I did 3 minutes. I did 3 minutes. I was talking about this dude for about 2 of the minutes and tried to get back in my act, and they wouldn't let it. And next thing I know, Bruce came over there and was like, stuffing money in my hand. I was like, yo, dude, I can't believe this. I just was like, all right. But that was one of the stops.
Right,
that was one of the stops on the creative tour, yep.
But you never forget those, going through your whole career, adversity has actually worked to your benefit,
Yeah, absolutely. Because it just make you stronger, man.
Yeah.
And it give you something to talk about. You know what I mean? As a comic, you don't want to go through some shit to get material, but if you're going to go through it, you might as well write about it too, So, yeah, man, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So fast forward. So you did Conan. They dug you. They hired you to write. Were you writing on the show?
On Conan? Yeah. I wrote 8 years. 8 years I wrote for Conan.
And then that turned into, because I remember you had the Black Box.
Yeah, then I got my own TV show from Conan, from being on Conan and doing bits with him. I started just being I was part of the show. Just like one of his pieces to his puzzle. Yeah. And I ended up getting my own show out of it. And man, I started rocking on my own show. And then that didn't, man, that was such a good show, and it could have kept going.
It was.
Yeah, it could have kept going, but at the time, TBS was a baseball network. You remember when baseball was on TBS? And all the shows related to white America, like on some real shit. You had like Sullivan and Son and all of them. Right. Shout out to my dude though.
Steve Byrne and Ahmed and Roy.
All of them. It was a good show and all that, but it catered to that audience or whatever. But they wasn't having it with me. I was on there on some black shit. Like we was black, talk about
shit.
Shit
well, it was called Black Box.
Yo, it was Black Box, yeah. And one day I saw a commercial for my show. And I think that was the demise. After I saw the commercial, it was a white woman chopping watermelons with her breasts and shit. Took her titties. It was like Black Box tonight on TV. I was like, So yeah, that was the end of that. But I it was fun while it lasted. And after that, was like just thinking to myself, like, man, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna still keep writing for Conan, and I just like, I guess, and then Tamara Goins,
Tamara, shout out to Tamara.
Tamara,
big agent now.
Big agent, Hollywood agent now. Yes,
Hollywood agent.
Yes. She, Kenya Barris, and them was looking for some writers for a new show that they were about to do called Blackish. And they was like, with Deon, he just finished Black Box. Maybe he can come over and write. And so I came over to write. And they was like, yeah, and tell me about this character. And they was like, yeah, it's this character we're going to be playing. And Charlie Murphy's going to be playing the character with Anthony. It's Anthony, Charlie Murphy, Tracy. And I was like, okay, cool. All right. And they was like, yeah, so we want you to kind of pay attention to the Charlie character for Charlie Murphy, for Charlie's character. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then one day they was like, he ain't gonna do it. And Kenya was like, why don't you do it? And I was like, well, I got another show I'm about to do called Angie Tribeca with Steve Carell and Rashida Jones. So I can't.
Show.
Man, it was so fun.
Angie Tribeca is a dope show,
fun show, yo.
That was a funny. Yo, anybody into airplane and the Naked Gun? Angie's that's my joint. Yeah, so Angie Tribeca was dope.
Man. It was so dope, man. And then they was like, well, just do one episode. And I was like, all right. And lights out.
Especially because you were writing the character anyway.
I never even got a chance to.
Oh, dig it! Wow.
Never even got a chance to write for the character. Like I went to go meet. I met with him. I met with Kenya. We talked about it, and it was like, okay, cool. And next thing I know, I was like, all right, well, let me know when y'all want me to get started. And they was like, all right. And next thing I know, they was like, hey, can you play the character? And I was like, I don't think so. Because I got this other show. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And they was like, well, you can do it once. I said, all right, well, I think, I could do it once.
Aren't you glad?
Wow. Lights out. Lights out.
Because Angie Tribeca it was funny, but Blackish is ABC.
Come on now.
Remember that Phantom that the lady saw you shining?
Black.
That would have been a Lincoln at best.
That would have been a Lincoln. Yo, man, yeah, man. But thank God, man, it all worked out. You know, where I was able to do both shows at the same time. For a little while, I was able to do both shows. I would be on one set for 8 hours and go to the other set for another 8. And I would just go back and forth. Right. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, it all worked out.
And you know what's funny? We all, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. I can't see Charlie Murphy playing. I can't see Charlie Murphy playing this role.
No, Charlie was gonna kill it.
Of course, he would have done it.
But I get what you're saying. Yeah, no.
But you know, I think fans of the show, like my kids, actually, you know, do your mannerisms from
the show. Yeah, that's love, though, man. Yeah, that was a big adjustment being on that show, man. Especially just being like on some real nigga shit or whatever, and then you go on the show like that, and the world is seeing you day in and day out, every week. Yeah, you become part of their family.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Because you're in people's bedrooms, you in their living rooms
for free.
You literally the show's been on this. You're in season 6 or 7.
7.
So y'all, you've been in people's people's bedrooms while they laying with their families, their wives, their children for 7 years. That's impactful.
Why their kids even grew up from middle school to college.
Yeah.
We've been there. So it's like you got to change your whole mentality.
Yeah.
You know, being on a show like that, you know, like whatever dumb shit you was on, if you want to be on a successful mainstream TV show, you better get it together.
Right.
You know,
right.
and that was hard for me. But I had to do it. Luckily I had training from being with Conan, because I already was like that, you know what I mean? I already was trying to get myself together and you know, just changing up my habits and how I was, because I was a tyrant, you know, and so, you know, it adjusted me to grow, be a better man, be more positive, and all of that. It actually did. I ain't gonna even lie.
Would you say, do you because your what you do on stage is not necessarily Charlie, right? This is a separation. But do you get a lot of people that come from your Blackish success and Angie Tribeca from the TV success? And do you A, have to make any adjustments, or B, do you face any shock in people's reception to you?
I absolutely do. People come to my shows and they come and they thinking they're gonna see Charlie from Blackish, and they see me and be like, oh,
welp.
Yeah, welp. Clutching their pearls, like, oh God. So yeah, I've let down a lot of people. But at the same token, I also gained a lot of love from people being like, yo, I didn't even know you was that funny. Like, I didn't even know you did stand-up, let alone even be funny. Like, yo, so as many people as I've let down, 5 more be like, well, duh, you funny as hell. You know, so you know, it's been great, man. It's been a great balance.
That's dope. Real quick, because we just hit an hour and I don't want to keep you too much longer.
Boom.
When did the pad start going on stage, and when did you realize you were on to something?
So I used to get so high in Chicago. I was to be like blasted out my mind, yo. And I could not remember my jokes. And so I would just pull them out of my pocket on whatever I wrote it on. It'd be a chicken, a bag of wings. I'd write it on there and I would pull it out and I would do the jokes. Just do them as written and then leave. Like, that was just my thing or whatever. And one day I was sober and I just went up. I remembered my jokes and everything, and I went on stage and people was like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, well, they're like, where your paper at? And I'm like, I don't need that. I remember them. They like this, no, you got to bring out the paper and the pad. And I'm like, no, I remember it. They was like, dude, do your set remembering your jokes. And I did it, and it still was funny, but it wasn't nowhere near that pad and that paper. And I just was like, man, that's crazy. And so I just was like, maybe that is something to doing that. And so I started doing it more and more and more. And then I just started incorporating it in my act, and it's just been something that's been with me ever since. You know, people love it too, you know, and now what I do is to entertain myself is when I do have that notepad, you know, I have jokes written on there that I know that work, but I make sure I have 2 on there that I've never done before.
Oh, so you're always cycling in new material.
Not even that. I think it's funny if it doesn't work in the moment.
Okay.
So I like to see it not work, in a sense. I want it to work, but if it doesn't, we're going to have just as much fun of it not working than it is working. You know what I mean? Like on my special, I had 1 on there that I did not know was going to work or not. And I was like, I'm going to do this right when we film, you know? And it turned out funny that way. Because I think it's funny not being funny sometimes.
Right.
I just find humor. I find humor in it. You know, because you ever go see somebody bomb, and you be busting up.
Yo, this is what I love about comics, man. There's something like people think it's sinister, and we're laughing. There's something sinister, but I think comics also love seeing someone catch an L, because in our mind we also want to see if they can pull themselves out of the hole.
Out of the hole, and that's what my whole new special's about. Working that out.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's what the whole thing is about. But yo, if you can see somebody pull themselves out of that, oh, dude, it'd be so funny, man. Yeah. I remember George.
You feel it.
George Wilborn. You remember George Wilborn in Chicago? George?
Yeah.
Man, you'll be doing some new material. George was good for doing this. You'll do something and want nobody to be laughing, and George would be in the back of him, be like, I saw your vision, though. That's all right. We saw your vision. Keep going. You do not want to hear that, yo. Why you?
I see what you
just standing up there. You just hear, I saw your vision. You been... Thanks, George. Yeah, keep going. All right, George. Thanks. So yeah, man.
And now you even more thrown. Yo, because people don't listen. But everybody has never been on stage. And shout out to Kim Coles. I saw she was in here.
Shout out to Kim. Yes,
yo,
yes.
Anyone that's ever been on stage and caught an L and bombed, not only do you lose it mentally, but physiologically, your body reacts. And now your tongue is sticking to the roof of your mouth. It's my tongue. I can't. And you sweating, and you feel like an ant's running down the side of your face because you feel a trickle of sweat. And you just don't want to make eye contact with anybody that just looking at you like.
But you still got 12 minutes left. You still got 12 minutes left. And soon as that joke don't work, time slows down. Boy, that time be... When you killing, though, it feel like 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah. They like...
If you killing, you be like, I just got up here. When you bombing, you be like, damn. Yo, like, dude, seriously, on my working it out on Netflix, yo, I kept a couple of those in there on purpose to show people how
to let people feel
so you can see me like where it's not working. It's just not working. And you're gonna see me dig myself out of situations not working.
Right.
You know, and so it's kind of cool, man. It's on YouTube.
Well, you know what?
Check
also, and that's a good like full circle moment. The beauty of your newest like Cold-Hearted. To me, Cold-Hearted is shiny. That's your concert special. Yeah. That's you got the leather, the chain, you fly.
Yeah.
It's Richard Pryor live in concert, right?
Yeah.
That's like the opus. Mm-hmm. But then Working It Out is similar to Richard Pryor live in Smoking.
Yes.
Comics know that special.
A lot of people ain't up on that. Yeah, live in Smoking.
Y'all want to see Yoda. Y'all want to see the master.
Yes.
Feel the Watch Richard Pryor live in Smoking. I believe the special ends. They shot it at the Melrose Improv, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it might have been the New York Improv. I'm not sure which one they shot it at. And as it ends, as it fades to black, you hear this didn't go as well as we thought it. This didn't go the way we thought it would. Because Richard is still finding his style and his
Yeah.
voice and his rhythm. At one point, I think he digs in his nose. And
Yo, it's just that's the real work. The special, that ain't the real work. That shows everything you've done to get to that point. But to get to that point, people don't see that. And so, you know, it's just good for people to check out the whole process with that. And that's night after night, 365 of having those feelings and working that material out and getting that special together and having everything make sense and run together. And have a beginning and a middle and an end, and having to say something and having to, you know, just like words and terminology and all of that, just having it all put together rightly. It's
the victory lap.
It's
almost like the victory lap.
There
it's
it is.
You've toured this material for a year, and now you're like, all right, here, let me package this and get this away, because honestly, you kind of get sick of some of that material because you're doing it.
You do
night after night after night,
night after
week
night,
after week.
Yeah.
So it's you want to move on to some new ideas, some new thoughts.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty, dude, man. Is a pleasure. I miss this. You know. I miss seeing my boys, man. I'm glad.
Man. Likewise.
You made some time.
Likewise, thank you so much, man. This is a wonderful platform you got, my brother. Keep doing it, Dean. This is great. We need this. We need conversation. We need to talk about real stuff in the news, stuff that's going on to inspire people, you know, all of that. So, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. And, man, nothing but love for you, family.
All love, and everybody that's because I've seen a couple people said they missed the beginning. I post all of these on my page at I Am Dean Edwards. We do this every Monday night. Next week we got Angela Johnson, and the week after that Sebastian Maniscalco. I'm bringing all my good friends calling in favors and giving y'all some more of this dopeness. So Deon, all love, 2 fingers, fam. Thanks for coming through.
Love, fam.
Hey, I'll see y'all next time.
All right,
we'll be back. We'll be back next week, Monday. 11 p.m., 8 p.m. Pacific. The Futhamuckin Protocol. All loves your man, Dean Edwards, 2 fingers. Easy.
All right, Dean. Peace.
All right, peace, man.